It is time for my Cranford reread. I am so excited. So this is, I don't know the last time I listened to an audiobook on CD, but I'm really looking forward to listening to this one because, like I said, I got it a few years ago for Christmas and haven't listened to it. I'm so excited to read this and discuss it with Meghan, and it's just going to be really, really lovely. So I'm going to chop up vegetables for supper while I listen. So I put the finishing touches on a very exciting collaborative video that's coming out on Sunday. So by the time you watch this reading vlog, it will already have been uploaded, and I just needed to, it took a while to link everyone's channels and Bookstagram pages, all of that. But it was really fun because while I was doing that, I watched Natalie at The Curious Reader, her first Victober reading vlog, and Petra use Victober reading vlog. It was a nice, relaxing time, but I do want to fit in some more reading. Also, I am not going to do the audiobook of Cranford. I did not like her voice. It was really monotone. She expressed like zero emotion. So I did not enjoy the part that I listened to, and then we're only reading 2 chapters a day, so the second chapter I just read a physical copy. But I'm going to be reading some more of Granya. And if you remember at my last reading vlog, I talked about how it sounded, or the atmosphere, the kind of otherworldly feel to it reminded me of Wuthering Heights. So I thought, when better to start with my Emily Bronte candle. I'm going to be lighting it. It's my favorite out of the bunch that Amy sent me. This was in my video on the very second day of Victober. Amy of the Oldfield Anthology sent me some lovely candles, so I'm very much looking forward to lighting this.
Okay, sounds good.
So what do we have here, Peter?
So we have the bad guy base, and that guy is Superman, Captain America, Batman, Kai, and Fighter-Man are all the heroes.
Wow, and all these little dinosaurs here are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're part of the armies of the Overlord.
Army of the Overlord, okay. And is this the Overlord right here?
Yeah, that's the Overlord.
Very cool setup, bud.
And this is Thunderstorms with I added to the army.
Oh, Thunderstorms. Okay.
And he's the most powerful one in the army.
Wow. Was shining brightly into the room. The poultice had fallen off her hand and it was burning hot. She fancied if she could hold it into the moonlight, that would cool it. So she got out of bed without waking the nurse who lay at the other end of the room and went to the window. When she looked out, she saw one of the men-at-arms walking in the garden with the moonlight glancing on his armor. What came in the mail? I'm so excited. I just opened the box and have glanced at the cover. And I've waited until the boys are in bed, and I'm going to make a real event of it. Put on Harry Potter, like ASMR rooms. I'm making some cookies, and I'm going to have some tea because I just really want to savor it. So these cookies I've made one time before. They are paleo cookies. And if you use something like coconut oil, they could also be vegan. Ghee is used in them, and the flour, the only flour, is almond flour. These are cocoa ginger cookies, and I was really surprised the first time I had them. You would think like the cocoa would be overpowered by the ginger, but it's just a really nice, lovely, lovely mixture. So I'm just going to roll the dough into balls, roll it in sugar, and then put it to bake. And then look at Harry Potter.
Who is called?
Lord Darlington.
Show him up, and I will go to anyone who calls.
Yes, honey.
It's best for me to see him before tonight. I'm glad he's come.
Lord Darlington, how do you do, lady?
on like the yolk is what they call it. So the very top of it before you can come down and like held stitches to make sleeves later on. So just the very top, still working on it, but it's just a delight to knit. And I'm going to listen to some more of Lady Windermere's fan, actually. Normally I would just listen to Natalie, but I want to get those done before next week when the group read of A Woman of No Importance happens in my library audiobook expires. Yesterday morning, I finished Hard Times, and unfortunately, the ending was kind of anticlimactic and sudden. There were several things that got resolved that, I was wondering if they were going to be resolved, but then some of them, it was just the manner in which they were resolved. It was done rather quickly. So unfortunately, it only got 3 stars, and it had a lot of potential, and the last third of the book was really pacey, and I just kept wanting to know what was going to happen next. But then the ending just didn't live up to it for me. So I'm also probably a little biased because I have said before this book really made me think of Mary Barton, and the Mary Barton ending is really satisfactory. I also wonder if he felt rushed for time because this is just so much shorter than his other books. It's only 300 pages, and maybe that's why, I'm not sure. But finished my first buddy read of Victober, and it was so much fun discussing it with Tom, and yeah, that made it really fun and will make me like remember this book fondly. So I'm gonna read some more of oh no, some ink got on my book. Anyhow, I'm gonna read some more of Granya. This book could end up being 5 stars. And I feel so hesitant to say that because I feel like I will jinx it, but I only have 140 pages left, and I just loved like every second of it. The writing is so beautiful. And I was looking up, they have like a biography of Emily Lawless in the beginning, and she sounds so fascinating. And then of course, I didn't know about the Aran Islands prior to this. I mean, a lot of people have heard of Aran sweaters, right? But not about, I just never thought about where would those come from? And, or where's that technique? Like, where did that technique come from? Just looking at pictures of them, they are so unique and different than so many other places I've seen. So I, of course, started watching a documentary on them, which I will link down below. It was really interesting. I was only about 10 minutes into it before I needed to do something else. But I'm very much excited about this book. And happy that I'm finally getting to it. And also, I'm feeling very not overwhelmed by my Victober TBR this year, which is really lovely.
Look, Peter. Mama. Baby, look out for my knee. No, get my knee off.
finished Granya. I don't even know what to say. I don't have words. So this is chapter 6 and no spoilers. But the atmospheric surprises of such spot as Inishmont are inexhaustible. When next morning she again opened the cabin door, leaving Honor asleep, the rain and storm had vanished utterly, and serenity reigned supreme over everything. The sky was such a sky as one must go to Ireland, nay, to West Ireland, to see. Great rolling masses of clouds above, black or seemingly black by contrast with the pale opaque security beneath. Parallel with and immediately above the horizon spread a belt of sky filled with silvery clouds, pale as ghosts, rising one over the other, tier on tier, like the circles of some celestial amphitheater. Now and then, fragments of the darker region would detach themselves and go floating across this silvery portion, their shadows flung down one after the other as they went. Nowhere any direct sunlight, yet the play of light and shadow was endless. Tint following tint, line following line, shade following shade, in an interminable gradation of light and movement. What gave tone and peculiarity to the scene was that owing to the wetness of the rocks and to their absolute horizontality, the whole drama of the sky was repeated twice over, the same shaft of light, seen first far off upon the most remote horizon, telling its story again and again with absolute faithfulness upon the luminous plains of rock, as in a succession of enchanted mirrors. Hi!
Let's see if I can lift this one. Whoa! Big, heavy.
These pumpkins are $60.
$60. Wait, you can get them?
Yeah, you can buy one for $60. Friday, October 11th, and I put in clips yesterday from going to take the boys pumpkin picking, and we went on a hayride, and I am really feeling my outing today with very intense fatigue. So that's been frustrating because we haven't gone out much in October, and so I thought, well, let's do a day, and then just feeling really lousy today. So I only just showered. It's the afternoon. I just didn't feel up for it before, but good book news and a fun thing happening tonight. So I have now made it through 75 pages of The Burglary by Amy Dillman, and this is a really nice departure from Granya. It's very lighthearted. A bit of the writing style kind of reminds me of Trollope. There is a fair amount of inner dialogue, and so I'm not sure how much that happens how often. No, I think that happens a fair amount with Trollope, but just the way people are communicating with one another. So the first 75 pages also, I think this speaks to Amy Dillman's writing that is really strong in this, is that we've had 75 pages, and the only occurrence that has happened is you've seen these two characters, the Imogen and Ralph and Imogen. His name is Ralph. And you see them going away in the middle of the night to do night fishing. And you get to see this burglary happen. And that's 75 pages of that because you're seeing it happen from different perspectives. And I'm really engaged with the text. So I think to me, I feel like I'm very impressed with the writing thus far. I haven't made as much progress on Vanity Fair or Adam Bede as I was hoping, but I'm okay with that because I have the audiobooks and I think I'll just recheck them out, and that'll be kind of like the fourth week, fourth, and then the 1/2 week at the end of Victober, I can kind of clean up those current reads. But those are audiobooks, so less pressure. And then I wasn't really able to give thoughts on Granya before. I just felt this book so deeply, and later that night, I kind of stopped thinking about it for a couple hours, and then that night before bed I started thinking about it, and I was like, I need to cry. Like, I wish something would push me over the edge. I just need to have a good cry about this book. I gave it 5 stars. I really, really loved this. It's a very intimate portrait of this young woman named Granya and an amazing, very isolated island landscape, these Aran Islands, and she lives specifically on Inishmore. There are 3 of them, and it was fascinating to learn about the landscape and all of the limestone that it's on. It's very dramatic, and you see Granya kind of contemplating what her life is going to be, what is expected of her, and is she okay with that? What does she want her life to be like? Lots of her kind of agonizing over what she wants it to be like. I found the other characters to be really interesting. It was shorter than I wanted. I wish there was more in it, but it really packed a powerful punch. So I think Emily Lawless was very successful in her execution of this. I have looked, and there aren't really many more of her books that are in print and copies that I would want. They're in the copies that you can get that are like really like magazine size with very tiny font, and I just don't want to purchase any of those. So I need to investigate if there are ebooks of it. I really do prefer to read in physical books, but I'll do an ebook if there's not another way to access them. But yes, I highly, highly recommend this. And like I said, I definitely want to do a video on books that had a similar atmosphere to them, because this is now a like certain style of Victorian novel that I really love. And lastly, tonight is my Victorian Book Club, the Literary Parlor's Ghost Story Night. I'm so excited. There's over 20 people who have signed up to come because you have to get tickets for it. And so naturally the socks that I'm wearing are some ghost socks. So I had to wear ghost socks for the Ghost Story Night. And I'm wearing my Team Bronte shirt, and I'll have a cardigan with it because it is a little bit cooler out. And I cannot wait. So I will be reading The Body Snatcher by Robert Louis Stevenson, abridged, because we don't have time for everybody to read like a 30-minute story. So we're trying to do around 10 minutes. And I cannot wait. So if I can, I will do my best to get a couple little clips from the evening and show you kind of what happened. But despite the bad energy today, I have had a really fun time reading. Now I need to film an exciting announcement that's going up on Tuesday. And I think I'll leave it here. Hi everyone, and it is a 2-video day from me. I have not done that. I don't know if I've done it ever, but the reason being I have a regular Victober video going up, a poetry video, and then this very exciting announcement video. And I am doing a very special project this year and in the year to come with Saturday night now, and I have my my book bath all set up. All the candles are lit, so I'm gonna give in soon. But I did just want to say, the past several days I've been a lot more active than usual, and so I'm feeling really worn down. And with a lot of people who have POTS, nausea is a big problem, and so it's weird because it only happens when I'm really tired, and so I'm like, oh, I'm really tired. I'm feeling really nauseous right now. And I just get really discouraged on days that I don't have good reading days. It's not at all like I have to have so many Victober books to report about. It's that just reading, when I'm enjoying reading, it makes me really happy. And of course, it's an added bonus that it's fun to talk about in booktube videos. But it's just genuinely like, it energizes me. So I'm feeling pretty discouraged, and I'm being really dramatic though, because I only had like days that I didn't read that much were Friday and then today, Saturday. But I really do, I think
I hadn't been reading as much in August and September because I was doing so much Victober preparation and so caught up with that, filming videos, perfecting my TBR, all that. And so now to be back reading, I'm enjoying it so much, to be reading a lot more than I have been. And I'd kind of forgotten, once I do that, if I fall into a cycle for a few weeks where I don't read as much, I just kind of forget how much I really do love it. So I want more. I get like greedy with my reading enjoyment. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty bummed out, especially because I feel really sick right now, but I really wanted to do my book bath, but then I came downstairs after I put the boys in bed and was like, I feel too sick to even like get the book bath set up. And then I wasted an hour on clickbait YouTube videos. And I just wish the first thing I did would be click on booktube videos, because I really never feel like my time has been wasted after I watch a booktube video. Seriously, I always am glad that I watch booktube. And then I just watch like silly ones that I'm later on like, I wasted so much time. It's like eating a ton of junk food. I really feel like booktube is stimulating and edifying, and I feel awesome when I watch it. So feeling pretty down, but I think the advice that that I tell other people when they're not having maybe as much productive reading time as they wanted is that you should think of your reading in terms of months, not weeks, or not days. And so, you know, some days you're just going to have a day where you just can't get your act together enough to read as much as you were hoping. And once I do sit down and read, you know, I'm loving it. But I was editing an announcement video that's going up on Tuesday, and I'm so excited for that. So it's, you know, it's a good thing. But then other times I'm just kind of like, I don't know, tired and not having good focus. So I just didn't want to have this Victober vlog be like all like super energetic Kate if that's not how I feel. But I also don't want it to be a discouraging thing to people. I don't know, just kind of rambles. But I have finished the first volume of A Burglary by Amy Dillwyn. This is a really nice departure from Granya, like I said before. And I really like the main... See, I'm getting energetic just talking about this book. That's why I want to get in this bath and I want to read, even if it's just a couple chapters. I want to have some good chapters that I read before I go to bed. So the main female character, her name is Imogen, and I really like her. She is feisty, and she, to me, reminds me of, she's a combination of Marion Halcombe from The Woman in White. So I know a lot of people are going to hear that because Marion is beloved by Wilkie Collins fans, because she should be, as she should be. And then also Caddy Woodlawn, from the book entitled Caddy Woodlawn, which is like a children's, a classic American children's book. So for those of you maybe who know about both Marion from The Woman in White and Caddy Woodlawn, yeah, I hope you would maybe pick this up because of that. So I am only a third of the way through, so I can't tell you if the execution at the end, you know, how it's going to be. So far, the plot is very quaint, but I'm really okay with that. So I'm just going to try to end this day on a good note with some really good reading time, and then hopefully just get some good sleep tonight. So I will leave it at that. Oh, and I am sorry, I did not film any clips from the ghost story night. I just feel really shy about like whipping out my camera at an event like that. And I was thinking about asking like one of my friends there to record my story, but it was a lot of people who aren't regulars at the book club. So the other people who are regulars at the book club, like I feel a lot more comfortable around, and a lot more, I don't know, I just felt like it would make people feel uncomfortable for me to have the camera out. It was really, really fun. It was so fun. And there were about 7 stories that were read, and the event was sold out. Diane, my friend who runs it with me, had to turn away some people who had applied for tickets online. So it was just really cool. And hopefully maybe a couple of people will attend the book club regularly from that. But before all of my bubbles pop, I'm going to get in the tub and read. It is amazing what wonders a book bath can do. I feel so much better. Oh, it was just lovely. And this time I actually, I don't have a bath cushion, but I just folded up this towel to put it underneath me because my back got really sore last week. And that actually really did the trick. I was a lot more comfortable. I was in there for like 45 minutes and it did not feel like it. And you know why? That's because this book just got real interesting. Cannot believe her writing is just superb. It's so approachable. A couple more details about Imogen made me like her even more, but she has these really like profound observations that she'll just sprinkle in there, and lots of free and direct discourse, as everyone says about Jane Austen. So lots of inner dialogue, and it's just, I'm really excited about this book. Everyone, so it is now Sunday afternoon, early afternoon, and BookTube, I just love you. I really do. I uploaded my collaborative video today, and I kind of get imposter syndrome. I kind of had imposter syndrome during the preparations for Victober. Like, I don't know if people are going to like these videos. Are they even any good? Like, did I put together this collaboration right? And it's just the most lovely, lovely thing to see all of the comments and so many lovely channels and friends I have made through BookTube. I was just ecstatic to put it up. And yes, I love BookTube so much. So I'm feeling all of the feelings about the book community today. Bookstagram, BookTube, it's just lovely. And I'm gonna end my vlog here because I want to edit this vlog now to have it up for tomorrow. And I read like 30 more pages of The Burglary, and I keep waiting for it to disappoint me. Does this happen to any of you when you have a new favorite book that you're reading? You're like, well, it can't be a new favorite. That would just be too good to be true. So I keep waiting for it to disappoint me, and it's not. So again, let me state, Imogen Reese, she's like one of my new favorites now. Of course, this could all go to pot if the book, like, I don't like it in the end, but for now I really like it. And I will add someone to compare her to. I said Marian Halcombe from The Woman in White and Caddy Woodlawn. Also, Jo March from Little Women. So if you like any of those characters, I recommend this, but I fully recommend it after I finish it, and I still like it. So thank you for watching, and I will be back for another Victober video tomorrow.